uh, impact is that I have a feeling this is coming. Okay, number one, I think it's coming. Where it's going to hit and who it's going to hit and what facility, I don't know. All I know is I saw it was sort of in a mountainous region area, and it was tied to the US. So I don't know if that's an ally of ours. They have a research facility that gets hit, or if it's somewhere in the US. But I think the message that I felt when I analyzed this dream after I woke up is that I felt that this is going to trigger something bigger. Like this will send troops into the region. If it's outside of the United States, this will definitely send troops into the region. All right, welcome everybody. How's everybody doing? Today is Saturday. It's February 15th, 2025. I just thought I'd check in with everybody. Let's talk about a dream I had. Okay, let's talk about that. But we have, let me say this to you guys. There's so much to talk about right now. Like, I don't even know where to begin. There's so much that we need to talk about. So, I had a dream the other night. I want to share that with you guys. I just want to check in and see how everybody's doing. But yeah, there's so much to talk about right now. Honestly, I don't know where to begin. I mean, we could start with the fact that Elon Musk changed his name on X to Harry Balls. Do you want to start there? The insanity. Like I don't even know where to begin. I just, I don't know, guys. I'm going to talk about what I know and what I do best. So for those of you that are new, welcome to the channel. I'm Christine. I'm the Astro CEO, and I'm a psychic medium. I'm an astrologer, numerologist. I'm an expert in human design and feng shui. So we're going to talk about it all. But yeah, we are in crazy times right now. And yeah, I wanted to come in and just check and see how everybody's doing and talk about my dream and give you some insights. Um, so sit back, relax, go grab your favorite beverage. I had to pour myself a glass of wine. Go grab your favorite beverage, sit down and relax, and we will sort this all out. Okay. So, welcome everybody. And just a little side note, this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm so happy that you're here. So, let's just hang out, grab your favorite beverage, and let's talk. Let's have a conversation. Okay. Let's talk about Harry Balls. It's it's so insane. Like I just crack up saying it because it's hard for me to even believe that it's real. So the guy that is in charge of the United States of America he changed his name to Harry Balls. This is a sick motherfucker. Okay? Absolutely insane. Insanity at its best. It's like I'm watching a movie unfold in front of me that it's hard to believe that it's real. So anyway, but let me talk about, I do have my cards here, so we'll do a couple card readings, but I want to talk about uh I had a dream. So I want to talk about that and I'll give you some insights on what I think is going on. I had a dream and I want to get the exact terminology of what it is that I saw because we need to get the exact language here. Hold on, guys. Okay. So I had a dream the other night that I was in this mountainous region. I don't know what part of the world I was in. I want to say it was the United States, but I'm not for sure on that. Um, and I was on the side of this mountain. I was with somebody else, and all of a sudden, in my peripheral vision, I looked over to my right and I saw this white object flying through the air. And for a moment in my dream, I thought it was like one of those gliders. You know how like it attaches to the plane and then it releases and it just sort of glides. It looked like a glider. But as it got closer, and everything was sort of moving in slow motion, but as it got closer, I realized exactly what it was. It was a cruise missile. And I'm looking down because I had to pull up a picture here of what it is that I saw. So I'll just hold it up here. I don't know if you guys can see that with the glare and everything, but that's what it was. From a distance, it looked like a glider, but I looked it up and it's actually a cruise missile. So, for those of you that don't know what a cruise missile is, I'll give you, I pulled up Wikipedia, and it basically is a cruise missile is an unmanned, self-propelled, guided missile that sustains flight through aerodynamic lift for most of its flight path. Cruise missiles are designed to deliver a large payload over long distances with high precision. Okay, so that's in case you wanted to know exactly what a cruise missile is, but that's what I saw in my dream. And again, this is for entertainment purposes only. Um, and I saw it from looking to the right. I saw it coming, and it went behind me because I'm standing like on the edge of this mountain. It went behind me, and then I looked over to the left, and I could see that it hit a target, and it kind of looked like some sort of research facility. I don't want to say it was nuclear. It wasn't that, but it looked like some sort of U.S. Research facility is what it hit, and it hit hard, and it blew it up, and very precise. You know, just like the definition, it was very precise, and I kind of, and I'm trying to decipher exactly what this means. Does it mean that somewhere in the US will be hit with a cruise missile? Or is it one of our partners, one of our allies gets hit with a cruise missile, and then all of a sudden we're thrust into some sort of regional war? Outside of the US, or do we actually get hit inside of the US? And I'm not really sure about that. I might get some more insight, but I got my cards here, and the immediate impact is that I have a feeling this is coming. Okay, number one, I think it's coming. Where it's going to hit and who it's going to hit and what facility, I don't know. All I know is I saw it was sort of in a mountainous region area, and it was tied to the US. So I don't know if that's an ally of ours. They have a research facility that gets hit, or if it's somewhere in the US. But I think the message that I felt when I analyzed this dream after I woke up is that I felt that this is going to trigger something bigger. Like this will send troops into the region. If it's outside of the United States, this will definitely send troops into the region. I almost want to say it's like a regional conflict or a regional war. Don't know if it's a conflict, don't know if it's a war, don't know if it's regional, but this will be the turning point for something bigger. And so just pay attention, watch the news. Of course, I'll do the same, and just I will watch and see, I think this is the trigger point. Once that happens, it's a trigger point to just send troops in. It's the beginning of some sort of conflict or war. And this marks the beginning. I don't know when it's going to happen. Normally, when I have my dreams, it means that it's imminent. This is not something 10 or 20 years down the road. It's something that's imminent. So I got my cards here. So we're just going to ask spirits, do we need to be concerned about the dream that I had, about this cruise missile? Let's take a look here. And I've already blessed my cards, just so you know, I've already blessed my cards. So let's just ask, is this my dream about this cruise missile, is this something that we need to be concerned about? Got my cards here. Is this something that we need to be concerned about? This cruise missile that I saw in my dream, is this something that we need to be concerned about? In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Okay, let's do a look-see. Oh, wow. The first card that I got is things flying through the air at rapid speed. Wow. Okay. Eight of Wands. Yes. Okay, third card that I got was the Nine of Cups, which means absolute yes. We need to be concerned about. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Okay, so what I think this is, what the cards are telling me, um, there's going to be, once this happens, there's going to be information coming in. Page of Pentacles is here. This is a turning point. Wheel of Fortune is here, turning point. And this is going to cost, if, and I want to say if, because the Fool is here, this is in the 10th position. This means that we have to make a decision. Do we say yes? Do we say no? Do we want to get involved? There's a decision that has to be made. If we get involved in whatever this conflict is, it's going to cost a lot of money. Look what I've got, the Nine of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles, both. So this is going to cost a lot of money if we decide, as the United States of America, to get involved in whatever this conflict is. Again, I'm not sure if this hits somewhere in the U.S. Obviously, if it hits somewhere in the U.S. is going to get involved. But if it hits one of our allied partners, if one of our partners gets hit, and again, I don't know if we're pulling out of NATO, or if we're still in NATO, or I'm not really sure, but we're going to have to make a decision if we're going to get involved. And if we do, it's going to cost a lot of money. It's going to cost a lot of money. So again, now that I'm seeing the cards, I'm just wondering now, now that I see the cards, I think this will not hit inside the United States. This will hit outside the United States with one of our allied partners. And this will be a turning point. So it'll be something to watch. I think it's definitely going to happen. So this cruise missile is going to hit a target, and it'll mark the beginning of some sort of a regional war or conflict that the U.S. has to make a decision on whether or not we're going to get involved. I think possibly we will get involved, is what my instinct is telling me here, what my intuition is telling me. So there you go. So be on the lookout for that one, right? I wanted to come on and talk about, the dream that I had. So, yeah, so there you go. Interesting. So, how is everybody doing? I wanted to check in with you guys, see how you guys are doing. And yeah, there's just a lot of crazy stuff happening right now. And I think, I'm kind of taking the attitude that I have no control about what happens out there, but I do have control over the decisions that I make for me and my family and what happens here. So that's kind of the attitude that I'm taking. So, um, yeah, I wanted to check in with you guys and just see how everybody's holding up. Let you know that I'm here. I'm going to definitely give you my insights anytime I have a dream about anything. This was significant. This dream that I had about this cruise missile was very significant, and I wanted to come on and talk about that with you guys. So we have a couple of things coming up in astrology that I wanted to mention. First and foremost, Mars is in retrograde, and it's getting ready to go direct next week. Actually, on the 24th, I'm looking at my calendar, on the 24th of February, 2025, Mars will be going direct, thank God. So the way that I explain this to my clients is, when Mars is in retrograde, first of all, Mars is what we call the warrior planet. And it's that planet that gives us our drive, our motivation, our enthusiasm. It gives us that physical power to step forward and get things done. But when Mars is in retrograde, it's almost like this. It's almost like Mars is pulling you back like this. And Mars is pulling you back, and depending upon where it hits in your astrology chart, it's saying, hey, I'm going to pull you back because I want you to take a look at this. I want you to take a look at this right over here. I'm pulling you backwards. Let's take a second look at this. I want you to look it over, and then we can move forward. So it's kind of a good thing. It's pulling us back. It's giving us the opportunity to look things over again. But overall, you kind of lose your sense of motivation, right? It's like a harder, I don't know about you, but it's hitting me really hard. Mars retrograde hit me hard. And you, as a collective, it sort of triggers the ability to not get things done. It's harder. Things just seem like they're exhausting. I don't know if you've been feeling that way, but when Mars goes retrograde, it takes more energy to get things done, and things just they take on that energy of exhaustion, and it's harder to get things done. It's harder to get motivated. So I think we're going to see a major turning point too, like when Mars goes direct on February 24th. We'll have more motivation to get things. It'll seem like things will just start moving forward, and I think that we've been missing out on that because Mars has been in retrograde since December 6th of last year, 2024, and it really has slowed us down. It hit me really hard. Mars went retrograde in my sixth house. The sixth house is the house of slavery. It's the house of your day-to-day routine. It's the house of health. And it hit me, I'm telling you, it hit me hard. And that's when I had to take a break from social media because I had to regain my strength back. It really, really did hit me hard. So I'm really looking forward to Mars going direct at the end of the month. So I think we're going to see a change in about a week. So wanted to share that good news with you. But yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. And yeah, I think that's all I got for this video. I just want to talk about my dream, check in with you guys, talk about Mars retrograde. So we only have another week, guys, and it'll start to feel like we're moving forward again. Okay, so there's good news there. So yeah, hopefully everybody's doing well. I'm having a glass of wine, just relaxing, and thank you guys for hanging out. Mm, this is a really good wine. It's a wine that I got from Spain, and it's actually really good. But yeah, so I want to talk about my dream, talk about Mars retrograde. Um, I also want to talk about real quick, guys. I want to talk about, and I mentioned this with my clients and in the private group that I have. For those of you that are new, I do have a private group that meets weekly. It's called the Tribe, and I was in there a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about the year of the wood snake. Okay, so for those of you that don't know, on January 29th, which was a couple weeks ago, January 29th of 2025, we entered into the year of the wood snake. So some interesting things that I really want to share with everybody. And I have my notes here, so I'm just going to look over my notes so make sure I don't miss anything. The last time, I need another sip of wine to explain this to you. Um, the last time we were in the year of the wood snake was 1965. And for those of you that were not around then, back in 1965, um, I'll tell you about what was happening during that time. So let me just interject here real quick, give you kind of a lesson here. So if you ever wonder why or wonder how astrologers, numerologists, how we do predictions. Okay, so you're wondering, like, how do they know? How do they do predictions? One of the things that we do is we study history. We take a look back in time, and that's primarily what we do because it's very straightforward, very analytical, very black and white. You know, you can study things, you can say, well, Mercury means this, Neptune means this. It's very black and white. But what a lot of people don't know is as an astrologer, as a numerologist, what we spend a lot of time doing is we look back in time. Okay, we look at history. We a lot of astrologers are big history buffs because that's what we do. We look back in time. We look at the history. So we say, well, when was the last time this happened? We can look at this planet in this house and this aspect, and we go, oh, well, let's look back in time and see what was going on, and we make a prediction based on that. So I wanted to share this with you guys. The last time we were in the year of the wood snake was 1965. Okay, that was a long time ago. But I'll tell you what was going on during that time. We have not experienced the year of the wood snake since 65. The Vietnam War was going on in 1965, which was hugely controversial. Civil rights was a big thing that was happening back in 1965. And some of the things that were happening was the March on Selma. Okay, it was huge. If you don't know what that is, Google it. Pull out your Google machine and Google what was the March on Selma. Civil rights back in 1965 was exploding. Okay. The other thing that happened was the Watts riots. Okay, so I wanted to give you a little tidbit about that. So the Watts riots happened from August 11th to August 16th, 1965. And basically what it was is it was motivated by anger. It happened in the Watts neighborhood in the Los Angeles, California area. And what they were doing was protesting. They were upset about the racist and abusive practices of the LAPD. Okay. And so there was also grievances over employment discrimination, poverty, and segregation. So it was huge. So the Watts riots happened in 1965 during the year of the wood snake. Also, during 1965 was the assassination of Malcolm X. Okay, so just take that in for a moment. We had the March on Selma. We had the Vietnam War going on, which was a regional conflict. Okay, it was in another part of the globe, but it impacted us tremendously. Let me get another sip of wine. It impacted us tremendously. We had the Watts riots going on, and Malcolm X got assassinated. There's a lot of stuff going on regarding civil rights. So I wanted to talk about that, the year of the wood snake. We're entering that era again. It'd be interesting to see how this unfolds because energy and patterns do repeat themselves, okay, in astrology, numerology, and definitely in Chinese astrology. And so I think that we're in for quite the year, guys. Just buckle your seatbelts. And we are in for quite the year that a lot of these issues are going to come. They're already coming up right now. I mean, they're already coming up. All the issues about civil rights, discrimination, DEI is like a big thing. You know, you just Google it and it comes up everywhere. DEI and you know, you look at companies and you say, well, okay, you supported DEI, but now you're not, or you know, and so the the level is going to increase regarding discrimination across the board is what I'm predicting right now based on, you know, the last time that we were in the year of the wood snake. Um, but I wanted to remind everybody the bigger picture. We're all going to be fine. Will we be changed as a result of this? I think so. I think, hell yeah, we're going to be changed as a result of this. We'll be fine, but I think we will come out on the other side as different people. Okay. Um, the year of the wood snake, I want you to think about the snake, okay? The year of the snakes in general. I want to tell you some positive things about if you are a snake, you know, being a snake, what it means to be in the year of the snake. Um, Snakes, when you invite that snake energy in Chinese astrology, it gives us the ability, if you think about a snake out in the wild, how it sheds its skin. Okay, that's one thing that snakes do is they transform themselves. And so I think collectively as a whole, we will be transformed by the global events that are going to be happening during this year, 2025. And it is going to give us the ability to transform ourselves. And that's one thing that I can see coming. And then also, if you think about the snake and the snake energy in Chinese astrology, and also snakes out in the wild, they are very precise. Precision is key. If you want to make this a successful year, tap into a little bit of the snake energy. Snakes are really good with money. Okay. And precision is key. And the reason why a lot of snakes are very successful overall is because snakes are very methodical. They take their time, they're very precise, and they know when to strike. Okay. When you see a snake, like let's just take a rattlesnake, for instance, the rattlesnake is not out there just like zapping this and zapping that and zapping that. It picks up on the frequency and the vibration of, you could be 500 yards away and just that pounding on the earth, your footsteps. The snake has the ability to tune into that outside noise and to hone in, and it knows exactly when to strike and where to strike, right? So that's what snakes do best. You rarely see a snake that has to strike multiple times to get you. It's usually like bam, they strike and their fangs are in and you're done, right? Snakes are very precise. And and I think that the message I want to convey is, if you want success this year, tap into some of that snake energy. This is not the energy to just sort of blindly just say, well, I'll just go for it. I'll just charge in and see what happens and hope for the best. It's like, no, 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 no. What you want to do is you want to stop. You want to slow down. You want to pay attention to your surroundings. You want to be methodical and you want to strike with precision. And those that have the ability to do that and really tune into that snake energy are going to be very successful this year. So, and ironically, snakes are very successful when it comes to money too. So tune into some of that snake energy. Just don't blindly just like charge in and not have all the facts. Pay attention to your intuition. What is your intuition telling you? And strike when the iron's hot. Sometimes it's not a good time to strike. You need to just take a step back and be very methodical and decide what your target's gonna be and where you're gonna hit to have the most successful outcome. So keep that in mind. Less charging forward and just be more methodical moving forward this year. Okay. In 2025, precision is key, and you will come out of this year as a different person. This is a great year to transform yourself. So it could be as simple as changing your hairdo or changing your wardrobe. Maybe you're like, okay, I just need a new wardrobe. I'm so sick of the old me. Like I need the new version of me to come out right now. And so that is going to be really key. That don't be surprised if all of a sudden you're like, I just want a new version of me and I want to transform myself into something bigger and better. Okay. So those are kind of some of the traits that to be on the lookout for the year of the wood snake. So hopefully you find this information helpful and eye-opening. And yeah, kind of tap into that energy of the snake energy in Chinese astrology. Snakes are very precise. They're very successful. I think they are successful because they take their time. They're very methodical, and they don't waste their energy on nonsense. So if you're going to put forth your energy out there into the world, make sure that you're using your energy wisely and that you're very precise with that. Okay. All right. So I think that's all I got. That's all I want to talk about today. So, uh, yeah, I just wanted to share a glass of wine with you guys and talk about my dream, talk about what I see coming forward, and yeah, talk about the year of the wood snake. So I hope everybody's doing well, and I'll touch base with you soon. Okay. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye.